Okay, students, today we are moving to the second half of first unit 1 explainable AI. So last class we understood what a black box model is and why we need explainability. Okay, now we are going to see how explainable AI affects society, how we give the different types of explanations and how we balance accuracy and privacy and interpretability. So let's begin. Keep your eyes open. So and let's talk through it's like a story. Okay, all right, the students. The first question: how many of you use AI every day? Google Maps, YouTube recommendations, Instagram Reels. Yes, all these are AI based system. So AI systems affect not just a technology but also people, their jobs, rights, and even trust and missions. So XAI is not just about coding. It is about the ethics and human life too. So example, imagine hiring AI, the shortlist candidates. If it rejects someone, it should say why. Maybe because of low experience or test score, but not because of name, gender or background. So that's where explainable AI comes in to make sure decisions are fair, transparent and accountable. So the diagram, let's see the diagram. A picture triangle, the diagram talk. Okay. A picture, a triangle, one corner. Okay. Says as a technology. One says ethics. Okay. And then one says society. So right side the center sits XAA connecting all the three. So that's the heart of this topic. Now let's look at the good side. Now let's look at the good side, the positive impact of XAA on society. The first one is fairness and equality. So AI should not favor one group over another. So example, in a hiring XAA, make sure the selection happens based on the skill, not a gender or religion. Okay, so if bias happens, we can detect and fix it. Second one is the transparency. So when we know how AI decided, we can trust it more. Say for example, like a doctor using AI tool, if it is say high heart risk, the doctor can see the reason. The third one is accountability. So accountability means if something goes wrong, XAI helps to find the cause. Was it data or was it software or human input? The fourth one is safety and reliability. XAI catches mistakes early. Imagine a self-driving car explaining why they braked suddenly. And then fifth one is public acceptance. So when people understand the AI, they start accepting and using it confidently. Okay, I have to say one more real time example. So in healthcare, XAA highlightly why patient was marked high risk. Doctors can cross check, patients feel safer, win-win situations. So next time you see an AI decision, ask yourself, does it explain itself? If yes, that's XI making the society better. Of course, nothing in technology comes without challenges, right? So let's see the drawbacks or risk of XAA. First one is the privacy risk. Of course, nothing in tech come without challenges. No. So we have the first new concern, privacy risk. If we reveal too much in explanation, personal data might leak. That's correct. Example, if AI says loan rejected because salary 25,000. Okay, area equal to XYZ. Now that's a private information. And the second one is information overload, which means some explanations are too technical. If we show a long graph to a non-technical person, and they will get confused. Okay, that's what. And then third one is misinterpretation. Okay, then simplifying too much can twist meaning. So students, it's like a summarizing a novel in one line and missing the theme. Fourth one is computation cost. So generating explanations takes extra time, especially for big neural networks. To fully understand how AI makes a decision, we need different types of explanations. Just like how a teacher explained the concept differently to the whole classes to one student. So using examples or using a diagrams. So let's break down each type of explanation with real world scenarios that students can easily understand. Okay. So first one is the global explanations. So understanding the entire model. So description, the global explanation tells overall logic of the AI model. It doesn't focus on one person or one case. So instead of it, explain the general pattern. The general pattern the model has learned. So example meaning loan approval. So as income increases, the chance of loan approval also increase. So this tell us how the AI generally thinks about all the users. Okay, so how does the AI make a decision in general? So in this exams, students who studied regularly performed better. This is a global conclusion. Okay. The second one is local explanations. So focused on a single production. So local explanation focus on one specific case. Why was its individual prediction made? For example, your loan application was rejected because your credit score was below 600. So it answers the question, why did the AI make the decision for me? So instead of general feedback, say for example in a classroom, instead of general feedback, your teacher says you lost your mark because you didn't write the final answer. The third one is example based explanations. So learning by comparison. So this method explainable AI decision by showing similar past cases. So example medical AI. This X-ray is very similar to previous pneumonia cases. So it shows how the AI uses historical examples to make a decision. Say for example in a classroom, when your teacher how should I write the answer, and the teacher shows you the top students answer from the last year. Okay, that's an example based on learning. And the final one is visual explanation. So visual explanation meaning understanding through the images. So visual explanations highlight specific areas in an image or data that influenced AI decisions. For example, the tumor area is highlighted red on the scan. So, which part of the image made the AI detect your diseases? That is the answer. Okay. I have to tell the same example in your classroom analogy. When the teacher uses a highlighter on a diagram to show the important area, that is the visual explanations. Okay. So, Have you cleared? So which of this explanation, okay, so which of this explanation types do you think it is most useful in medical AA, and which one is more important than the financial? Why? So on the next side, okay, the diagram top, imagine a bar chart, and the tallest bars are income and credit score. That means they are the most important features. And the tools we have to use, decision trees, feature importance graphs. Okay, so the global explanation is like a class performance report. You see overall the trends and not an individual mark. Okay, that is called as global explanation. Third one is example based. Here the models compares your data with similar past cases. Like a doctor saying, I have seen a similar pneumonia case before, the same symptoms. So that helps the people relate better. So the fourth one is visual explanation. So used a lot on image AI. For instance, in medical imaging, the AI highlight the tumor areas in red. So that's how the doctors instantly know where the model focused. That is called as XAA. Okay. Then now this is a very real part, trade-offs. So in the life and the AI, we can't have everything at once. The second one is transparency with privacy. So explanation often requires showing a data and logic. So if a hospital explain why a patient was diagnosed with a disease by showing their medical records, so it might violate the person's privacy. So the trade-off is how much we can explain without revealing a personal or confidential information. So think of it as it's like a teacher showing you marks publicly to explain grading. It increases transparency, but it also affects your privacy. The third one is simplicity with completeness. So simple explanations are easy to understand, but sometimes they leave out important details. So complete explanations include everything, but they become too complex for normal users. For example, AI says loan rejected because of low credit score. But the real reason also include income, past defaults, and a job stability. The simple one-line explanation is not complete. So, should we give the simple answer people understand or a complex answer that is technically correct? Okay. For example, in a classroom analogy, when a student asks, "Why did I fail?" and the teacher just says low marks. So that's the simple but incomplete. A complete explanation would include low marks in assignments, attendance shortage, and poor project submission. So overall, the summary of the table is explainable AI is not about to choosing one perfect model. It's about the finding the right balance based on the application. In healthcare, privacy may be more important. In finance, fairness and transparency may be critical. So, as future AI professionals, understanding this trade-off will help you design responsible and a trustworthy AA system. So now think, in a self-driving car, which factor should be prioritized, accuracy or interpretability? Have you found the answer? Okay, let's see the diagram. So the diagram idea, think of it as a triangle with the corners labeled like accuracy or transparency or privacy. The speech spots in center, XAA balance point. Okay, so that is called as trade-off in XAA. Up to now, we discussed what XAA is and why it is needed. Now let's look at when we can add explainability before the model is built, while building it, or after it is already created. This is called the taxonomy of XAA based on timing. So the first one is pre-model explainability, which means before training. So this happened before we build the AI model. We try to make the data itself simpler and more interpretable so that the model built later it is easier to understand. Example technique are used here, feature selections and then data cleansing. Feature selection means choosing only meaningful features and the data cleaning means removing noise and irrelevant data. So simple explanation, this is like preparing ingredients before cooking. So if the ingredients are clean and clear, the final dish will also be good and easy to explain. The second one is in-model explainability, which means during the training. So here explainability is built into the model itself. We choose AI models that are naturally easy to interpret. So the three example techniques are used here. First one is decision tree, second one is linear regression, third one is rule based model. In a simple example, this is like choosing a transparent cooking method. You cook in a glass pot so you can see what's happening inside. The third one is the post-model explainability after training. So this is used when you already have complex model like a deep neural network which is black box. So you can't see inside it. So you apply special tools after the model is built to explain its prediction. So the three example techniques are used here. LIME, which means local interpretable model algorithmic explanations, and then SHARP, shapely additive explanations, and then counterfactual explanations. So in simple explanation, I have to tell in real time, this is like a tasting finished dish and trying to guess the ingredients. The cooking already happened. Now you are analyzing the outcomes. So, in summary, pre-model make the data explainable before building the model. In model, choose a model that already easy to interpret. Post model, if the model is a black box, explain to afterwards using tools like Lime or Sharp. Okay. So if you want to transparency from the start அப்படின்னா you go for in model. If you already have a powerful deep learning model, use post explainability to open the black box. Okay. Okay, students, let's wrap up today's class. So here our key takeaway of the day. Okay, we learned explainable AI. It's not just a technical concept. It is essential for building fair, transparent and trustworthy AI system. We understood how XAI create trust and accountability, especially in a high risk area like a finance, healthcare, and autonomous vehicles. Okay, so we explored the four types of AI explanations. Global, which means explain how the entire models work. Local, explain one specific prediction. Example based, which means uses the past cases for comparison. The fourth one is visual, highlights what the model is focusing on. So, and then we examined the trade-off in AI, which means accuracy with interpretability, transparency with privacy, simplicity with completeness. Okay, and finally we looked at the taxonomy of XAA when explanations are added. Okay, pre-model before training, in-model during training, post-model after training. Okay, so the final thought, explainable AI build a bridge between machine intelligence and human understanding. Okay. So in the future, the best AI engineers will not be the ones who create the most complex model, but the ones who create the most understandable and trustworthy model. Okay. So thank you for your attention. In the next class, we will move from the theory to application, see how explainable AI works really using the tools like lines and sharp. Thank you, students. Thank you for listening.